Trendsetter, I got style for you. Hey. I won't do it for the gram. I know I'm on man. At my 2020, whoa, whoa. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that it's here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundry mat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Let me see how all systems go, and we'll get into it. We look good. We look good. Hope everyone's well on Zoom. Hope everyone is well on YouTube chat. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Looking like we're having some bearish movement at the moment. We'll see what ends up happening here. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at the news as always. Get straight into it here. Today's going to be Tuesday. We are pretty much clean. We had a bit of AUD news in the morning. There's a bit of PMI after London open here, an hour and something after London open. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Even New York is pretty clean here. We do have an FOMC member speaking, but that's not till late tonight, right? So yeah, pretty much clean for today. Just a bit of GBP after London open, but we're not really trading at that time anyways. 1:30, basically done at 1:30 here. So yeah, let's have a look at the analysis here. And yeah, we start off on the daily time frame here. So looking at the daily time frame here, nice daily close below this support here. We're almost breaking this daily low. So for continuation, I would like to see this daily low being broken here for us to be able to continue down bearish. So that is what I'm kind of waiting for at the moment, to see this daily low being broken, to entertain maybe to fill some of this wick here. Now, moving on to 4 hour, daily is pretty self-explanatory here. 4 hour has no top wick here. This broker is showing a nipple wick, but my broker has absolutely no top wick. I even have a gap here, a gap candle that is showing me a gap. I can show you guys what I mean by that. You guys can see here, so just drag this. You can see, come on, if it let me drag, there we go. Okay, cool. So you can see here that we have this gap candle here, and this candle has no top wick here. So no top wick and this gap candle. So I need probably something closing below that for it to make sense. So that's what it's looking like on my broker here. And I always go by broker feed here. I always go by broker feed. And if broker is showing me no top wick, I would prefer to see a top wick here being made on 4 hour. That would, and also you guys saw that gap candle there with a support down there. So that support is basically this wick here. So bringing back drawings, if we go look at another broker feed here, maybe it looks, yeah, this one no top wick, same type of thing here. Yeah, no top wick on this one as well. So it would be nice to see if price could make a top wick. I do have this support drawn, so let's go ahead and look. This is our previous daily support that we're remaining below, which is very nice to see that we're remaining below. We just need to get below here. I wonder if this is going to be issues here. On the way back up, we reacted here. This was news. We could just leave this on as a potential watch zone or a second zone to be selling below if we push past this first zone here. Because this is very clean here, but when we came back up, we rejected from it. Let's see how important. Yeah, we rejected from it here. This was news. This was after news. This was no issues here. This was no issues here. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about this zone here, but I can just keep it on the chart as a watch zone just because it's a 4 hour zone and these are very high. But this is not something that will put me off taking a trade here, but it is more something that I would just use, like I said here, watch zone, right? But yeah, I would prefer to see this candle drive up, make a little bit more of a wick, then close below this zone, and it should be pretty straightforward here. I can actually just remember this zone here, 143. And yeah, we can leave it on here. If we were to close below, we have like 5 pips to there and then 20 pips to around 186. So this is a pretty clean zone to be trading in here. So if we do start breaking down, would be ideal here. Would like to see again the daily low broken here before considering sells. So ideally this candle hopefully creates support, pops up, gives us a little bit of a top wick here so that we can not need to worry about what happened yesterday. So this is although today we are bearish bias, yesterday we had something a little bit similar where pre-session, this is very similar, guys, right? And keep this in mind. Pre-session, we formed a range, okay? We broke down out of that range, okay? After we broke down into the range, just to do what? To reject outside of that range. So you want to be very careful that this same scenario does not happen here today, right? So we always like to use previous day information. So using that information, we don't want this to come back down, grab liquidity, to come back up to make the 4 hour top wick, to continue down later, and you're stuck in all of that mess, right? You're stuck in all of that mess of being caught in a 4 hour making a top wick, because most 4 hours do have top and bottom wicks here. So that is why if I'm going to take sells without a 4 hour top wick here, what I need to see is I need to see a structure below, because that will allow me to rely on structure to be respected to continue down, and I don't have to worry about 4-hour top wick. But if we just get straight candles closing below here, then this could easily flip right now. There's no structure here. We're trying to create structure right now, but at any time this could just go make that top wick, and if you had your stop loss above there, then you're going to be tapped. So that's why if we're gonna trade today with no top wick on 4-hour, we would need structure below. Good thing is we have plenty of room to sell here. Targets are going to be 186, and then after we get below 186, we're looking 185, 847, you know, if we were to push through this zone. And yeah, that's basically GJ. Pretty straightforward, just need to wait for the opportunities here. Now let's have a look at gold here. So gold, on the other hand, this line can go here. I don't know why that 15 is so big. All right, let's have a look. Start off on the daily time frame here. So daily candle closing bearish here, has tapped basically target, which is the daily support here. So we are tapping into this daily support already. Yeah, this thing can make a top wick here and end up flipping. So we could flip here on the daily candle and try to fill some of this wick. But when looking at the 4-hour time frame now, we can move this here, make this 4-hour support, 4S. Yeah, 4 hours trying to create a resistance right here. We just closed above this resistance here. So as long as this low is respected right here at 2023, then we could still pop up a little bit deeper here and price could try get back into this range here, above 2031, P4S, right? So if we get back above 2031, then New York's, what the hell is this? The New York session is going to drive, right? New York session, I feel, will come up and fill this range here, and we could see price come up to 2037 during New York. But if we can close a 4-hour candle below 2024 here and start to break below 2023 500, that is where we will see the drive towards the downside here, and we could try to refill this wick. So at the moment though, we have a mixed session. Daily's bearish, 4 hours closing bullish here. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, we're kind of at resistance right now. 30-minute as well, it's kind of chopping at the moment. Let's have a look here. I would say realistically your options a little bit tough here because of this 1 hour. Let's move this to here, see how that is. I think if you're gonna look for buys here, if this is gonna be the range, leaving the range gives you 13 pips here. I think if you leave this range again, right above 2028, you could entertain targets to try retest 2029 here, right? So you could try retest 2029. That could be an option here. But if something's closing above 2029 800-ish, that's where you can entertain your next target to this 30-minute, to this 15 here. You have this zone to trade in. If not, we're gonna chop within here. Now for sells, that 2023 500 still makes sense for me. I still think that sells are going to make most sense below here. Probably below this little rejection here. That's where your selling zone is. Sells is pretty straightforward below this zone right here. Yeah, that's where I'd be looking for sells here. So if this thing just starts breaking down, that's where your sells would make sense. Inside of the range, you could try sell below 2026 here. It could make sense, but overall, we could just hold support within here, and then you could look to retest to the top of the range. So yeah, that is basically what I'm looking for here on gold as well. And yeah, that's basically the analysis on both. What's GJ doing? Nice. GJ is trying to make this top wick. This is good. We want to see this, guys. This is not a bad thing. We want to see GJ drive from here. We want to see that 4-hour flip and make a top wick, right? We do want to see this, because if it makes a top wick, retest, grab liquidity for London, then if it reflips and comes back down below these zones, then we can have more confidence that that should be the drive to, should continue down bearish. Right? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis here and everything is clear. So yeah, if you did, you know the drill. Can we do the YouTube business? How much of us? 450 of us in here. Appreciate everyone showing up. Get the likes up to at least 200. I would appreciate that. And yeah, you know the drill, guys. Hate to say it, but part of the game. Morning, brother. Can you have a look at USD JPY when you get a moment? GJ, EJ have sold, but USD JPY hasn't. Where's UJ? It's probably dollar weakness. But dollar's not been weak, it's been strong, so that doesn't make any sense. Let me see myself. Yeah, that's interesting here. No, it's to say, yeah, dollar strength. That's why it hasn't sold, yeah, because it's going off my head this morning. Yeah, it hasn't sold because dollar is really strong, man. That's why gold sold, that's why everything, because of the dollar strength here, it's unmatched against the JPY. Harry, this is Brian. My credit card finally arrived. Please let me back into the group. I can't stand the delay. Save me. You're welcome to join, brother. You're welcome to join. It's the same link, man. It's the same link. We still do have 4 spots open. But you're already existing member, so you were just left for a month. So you're welcome back, man. Just click that link. I think Nightbot above in chat has posted it. I'll post it in chat for you. But yeah, there is 4 spots left. You can come back in, brother. You are welcome to come back in. You will be saved. Alright, 4 hour making a top wick here. Very nice to see. This is what we wanted. I wanted a top wick here so I don't have to worry about it, because if I ended up, you know, having to take a sell and then I'm stuck in holding this top wick here. Morning, Harry. How's your day going? All good. Thank you very much, brother. Is it possible for GJ to break Asian high? Yes, we could grab liquidity from Asian high. Today, if I'm going to buy today on GJ, I would need to see this high broken here, which is at 186,523. And then only I can start even thinking about buys. Until I see this high broken, like closing above basically 186,500s, then I have no interest in taking buys. What do you guys think about connecting your broker straight to TradingView? Yeah, yes, if your broker offers it, you can do that. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that TradingView is not a tick by tick, it's a second by second. So it will show you the candle after second by second, whereas MetaTrader will be tick by tick. So whenever there's a tick, the candle will move, but a TradingView will update second by second. So in a very high volume time, if let's say within half a second it moved 2-3 pips, which is not a normal occurrence, then what you might see is you might see you get slipped a little bit. For the retest of the top range on gold, is it like a setup 2 after a big push? Yeah, no, the only difference here is that we bounced from the range here and we're holding mid-range. So you would count it like this was your previous range here. If you close back outside the range, it can give you the option towards the upside. It would be nicer if you created support inside here and then close back above. That will give you the option to the next range. Something like this. You know? That will just become like an LTA. YouTube business done? No, I appreciate it, appreciate it. Oh, Brian's here. He made it in fast, man. Man was not capping, huh? Look. When a level has been tested multiple times, trading back into it is sometimes low probability. For such cases, we want a better confirmation. Can you show some examples? Yeah, like this. tested a level, but this is a range. It doesn't really count. It's more of like when we've reached kind of a target. This was news. Let's see. You have to, it's kind of in the moment, you have to find the levels that you've been testing. And then trading back into it will be inconsistent. It's like it could be a 4-hour zone and stuff like this. What is better confirmation? Getting above it, below it. Leaving that zone. Because it just becomes a range then. So either you trade from the bottom of the range to the top, but if you're middle of the range trying to test it again, it becomes... So you're either trying to leave it. If it's such a strong zone, then you need to probably wait for like 5-minute support above or stuff like that. That's it. Let's have a look at GU. So GU absolute taking a dump here. This is just melting. Yeah, so we're just kind of below daily support here. Sitting at daily support at the moment. 4 hours is closing bullish. Kind of a relief rally at the moment. I would say if this relief rally can start to turn, you'll get a bit of downside movement. This is a very extended move here, so this could bounce. You could be looking for London session for some counter trend buys here. And your counter trend buys possibly above this high, above these highs as well. Early breaking this high, but you have to use this as a watch. It's a little bit early though. How's the hour doing? I haven't done my analysis. Yeah, you probably want to wait for 1 hour close to get above this resistance. Then yeah, maybe above that wick. Yeah, that's what I'd wait for, the hour close. But yeah, looking like a bit of a relief rally at the moment. I think GJ today is going to reach 187.300. You're bullish on GJ today? I mean, if 4 hour creates a support, then I can agree. But until that happens, we have the possibility to go down. Until this closes up bullish. Yeah, if this closes up bullish, New York will be pretty straightforward here. Pretty straightforward move in New York. But if we start leaving these zones, that is where you will see sells make sense. When does Frankfurt open? It opens in 5 minutes here, 5 minutes. I like your facial hair so much. I'm trying to grow goatee as well. Bro, it's crap, my facial hair. What is this range in GJ? I don't want to see ranges ever in my life. Why, what happened? You're getting messed up in the range or what? Love the jazz music? Yeah, we have a mix of chill music here. Just bored of them? I get used to it, man. Pre-session range is never a problem. Ranging for the session is a problem, right? Because pre-session range can just be consolidating to break out. The problem is session ranges when we're stuck in a range for a whole session. That is, yeah, well, of course we don't like them, but that's out of our control. We just have to make sure not to get messed up in it. How's this 1 hour candle closing? I really hope this can do some heavy business in the next 4 minutes and close below 1 hour support. This will make probabilities very, very different on the next 1 hour candle. Because then we have a 1 hour candle supporting any idea of sells. Where do buys make sense for GJ? Probably not till above 573, and that's even still counter trend for today. Until you have a 4-hour candle closing bullish, no buys make sense, because you have a very heavy daily bearish candle close. You can't disregard this daily bearish candle close. Can't just ignore this, right? Yeah, we are selling. There is a rejection zone here, but still, that rejection should have continued if it wanted to, right? If it wanted to, it should have just continued. So now, until this 4-hour closes bearish back above, I mean, if this 4-hour candle does do this, yeah, it's a pretty juicy setup for buys, to be honest. We do see a 4-hour candle close bullish like that. Yeah, that's pretty juicy to continue up. All of this here. Very, very, very juicy. But until that happens, we have to trade what's in front of us. What's in front of us is we're holding some sort of bearish structure here. You know, I really feel like I want to sell today below this watch zone. I think this is a trap zone. I really feel instinctively as well that this is a trap zone. And the more I look at this zone here, the more I see how price always failed until it got below this. Use this as resistance here, use this as support here, tapped into here again, tapped into here again, tapped here again. So I feel the easiest sells is going to be below 143 here. I feel like inside of here, there might be a little bit of trap action going on. But if we get a clean close, it's not going to put me off taking a trade because it's still clean on most recent price action. But if I start to see rejection from this zone here, watch zone, I'm going to be more aggressive than non-aggressive. What is 143 marked as? Not sure, brother. And unfortunately, we're not at 143. If we had 143, I'd press buy now because the future price is at 186. I'm joking, man. 0.140. Yeah, I know. This one here. It's on a 4-hour. Oh, good, man. Someone asked me, what are your uncertainties in your setup? And I didn't know what to answer. I don't think technical uncertainties. What are yours, Harry? There'll always be uncertainties in a setup. There's never a perfect setup where you can say there's nothing for this to fail, because that's just BS. And that's why gurus can somehow sound smart, because they'll always find a reason for your setup to be wrong. And then they'll sound, oh, you're a great guru because you told me why. Fact is, sometimes when I see someone set up, I just say, no, there's nothing wrong with that. You just move on. It's just probabilities. But we know why it fails. Not always, man. Just because it reacted off a zone, like let's say if you took a sell here and it reacted off this zone here, you would say, it's because it reacted off this zone. That's why it's a bad sell. But if it pushed through, you wouldn't. You'd say it's a watch zone and nothing happened, so we were fine. Right? So uncertainties in setups are not really a thing, unless it doesn't follow your plan. So you have to check, does the setup follow your plan? If the setup follows your plan, then there's no uncertainties. Because it followed your plan, there's just probabilities. So the answer to tell that guy is, what's the uncertainties in my setup? He said is the probability of my trade not playing out is my uncertainty. But my probabilities of the trade playing out are higher than not. So I have more certainty than uncertainty. Then he'll be mind blown. He's like, wow, that's a really good answer. Alright, 1 hour has closed. Did it close bullish or bearish? It closed doji here. Not the best information. This is becoming a liquidity grab zone here. We're seeing keep grabbing liquidity. We need to clear this low before sells make sense. This low has to be cleared here before sells make sense. Yep. Yesterday, this was a clean 30-minute here was a clean sell. Have to hold pretty big stops, but it was a clean sell yesterday. Pretty straightforward. 30 pips for 30 pips. Yeah, 1-to-1 trade here. But you got really nice continuation past here, so what a banger. And then no continuation, right? We tap 4-hour support. Always dangerous to sell at 4-hour support. Get these rejections, right? Until something closes below, but nothing closed below. Something closes below, then you get continuation. But this was news, right? Yes, this was 18, yeah. Right, GJ heading up here. Taking liquidity maybe from the top of the range to continue down. I don't like us getting too high in the range because then we have to have an extra dump to get down. And then this at the bottom is starting to look like a liquidity grab, you see? So this is where it wouldn't make sense to take a sell if we were to reject and come back inside the range. The reason why it wouldn't make a sell to take that when we come back inside the range is because if you look at the 4-hour here, we would be sitting right on top of 4 hours. So if price wanted to create support here, it would create support on top of the range. So it would have to get back below that, but back below that, you're greeted by all of this down here. So that's why buys would just make sense once we start breaking above these zones here, which could happen today. It could happen indeed. As you can see on minute 15, there are multiple rejection on support level. Seems like a double, triple bottom scenario can go bullish. Yep, as long as this support is held, there's no sells, right? But at the same time, we're at resistance, there's also no buys. And it doesn't mean you should buy at support when we're bearish bias, because this could flip, end up breaking the support, and you'd wonder where you went wrong. Appreciate everyone showing up. 600 of us in here. Only 155 likes. I asked for 200. You guys know the drill. The more you don't do it, the more I have to ask, which is annoying because I don't like asking. It sounds cheesy. But it's part of the game, man. Have to do it. So if you're enjoying the stream, consider leaving a like. Would appreciate it. Man, I wonder if people ripped sells here. I'm sure a ton of people ripped early sells here. They're like, oh, this is a massive breakout. 30-minute looks great. This is gonna fly down. Boom. Not today, man. Check the time. It's early. 4 hour no top wick. So now, please, anytime that we see no top wick, no bottom wick, understand this is the reason why, right? This is the reason why. It's saving us. Yesterday it saved us. Today it saved us. What broker should I use? That depends on you, man. Where you live and all of that stuff. The more likes, the more chance we're going to get a runner. Love Pip Labs 2, man. Thanks for the work you guys put in. Oh, I'm glad you like it, man. Really happy to hear that. And I can't wait for you to try the full version. I just caught gold buys 2024 to 2029. Well done. Seems like a profitable trade. 2024. Okay, buying the bottom of the range. 4 hour no top wick. Yes, there was no top wick on the 4 hour when we came to stream. It flipped and made a top wick. Look, this is the 4 hour open, this candle here. Right? Drove down. Check your broker. This candle on your broker will have no top wick. See? This one here. Drove down. Then came and we just made a top wick right now. So if you were to sell early before that top wick was made, like this one here, if you were to sell on this close below here, even though I had a zone here at 200, so I won't sell, but let's say you didn't have that zone, if you were to sell on this candle closing below, that 4 hour top wick wouldn't have been made and it would have made one. Can we use Pip Labs with my funded account? Pip Labs is a backtesting software. So if you want to practice how to pass a funding account, that's probably your best place. You should try, I would say this, and this is something that makes complete common sense. If you're not able to backtest your way to pass a funded account, there's no way you're gonna pass that account on a live funded account. No way. So if you can't go through a backtesting software and backtest and give yourself the same rules like there is as a funding challenge, which is something we're going to do, then there's no way you can pass it. Because if you can't even do it in backtesting, how are you going to do it in live markets? And backtesting costs way less. You know, even the cheapest funded account, the cheapest one, to use a month of the software costs less. And you can practice passing a challenge in a day, because you can skip days, right? So you can go trade your session, skip to next session, trade your session, skip to next session. You won't rewind though, so you don't cheat, and make sure that you're playing the candles. Wonder what's this volume coming in here from? Everything looked extremely bearish here. Would have been simpler to sell today, guys, I'll tell you that much, but our buying option is still going to be above this range here. This is your fake out zone inside of here. Your fake out zone is going to be inside of here. This is where you can get a lot of this, this, or just range. Because we're bearish, bias, right? Bias always keeps you safe. But above here, when we break second structure, should be a lot more clearer options towards the upside. And there's plenty of space here. A candle with no wick is like a loaded rubber band about to go anytime. I like that. That's a good way to put it. Do you speak Arabic? Yeah, enough to get by. Blue Line King. Is the Pip Labs pricing in USD? Yes, it is US dollars. Pip Labs is in US dollars. Sometimes it's giving up options too good to be true. I don't think this was too good to be true. 4 hour had no top wick. It was still respecting this zone I had on the chart. It wasn't. Mainly the 4 hour having no top wick is big, man. Especially when we're so close to it. Like if we drove down like 50 pips away, yeah, probably not gonna flip too soon. But when we're only like 11 pips from the 4 hour, then for sure, you know, it's something it's gonna concern you. That'd be an idea to integrate into Pip Labs. Yeah, man, we already have it coming, man. XRP, we already have that coming. I'll be announcing all of the integrations we will be having inside of Pip Labs. There will be an amazing stuff, but I don't want to give too much away. But I'm telling you, it will be super useful tool for traders. We just have to launch, scale the company. We need to reinvest into servers and stuff like that to make sure everything, because the more features we add, the more you know, systems you have to run it, right? Maybe you can upload some videos of you playing the drums. Maybe on Instagram, yeah, I could. You interested in gold? Would be my plan. But 1 minute here. How big is it? You have 9 pips to there. 20 pip stop loss. Yeah, if you don't mind running a 20 pip stop loss, then yeah. Yeah, gold even breaking 4 hour high will be a lot safer here. That's your second option. But you know, London breakouts don't really work too well. That's why in London trading to a target makes a lot more sense. Look at this clone on GJ. When was this? December? Yeah, but this is a little bit, this we're holding higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. This we're holding lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. That's the difference. But yeah, it's pretty close, man. It's pretty close. It seems like GJ really doesn't like that 200, huh? 200, it really doesn't like that. Which means I'm not in a rush to jump in sells when we're getting below 200 here. So we've closed above the range here. We're holding above 4 hour. I want to see 4 hour highs broken at a minimum here before even considering buys. Once these 4 hour highs break, which is, you know, possibly likely here, then I can start be entertaining, okay, where my buy is going to make sense. Either supports above here or obviously looking for above 573 here. Lows are accidental maybe. Yeah, you know, this is the beauty of trading Forex, is that a lot of things repeat. Right? It's why we like to trade one pair, is because your year can basically be repeated very similarly because of the just general movement, right? The only thing is spread and latency. Yes, I do agree. That will be a little bit different. Slippage too, yeah. Harry Donvo is about to take a 70k hit. Ouch. Well, I think he's following his plan, so I wish him the best, man. No one wishes something bad upon someone. Enter the trade already? Nope. Long, bro. I don't know if I want to... Could have made that a funny joke, but I don't want to make that a funny joke. Long, bro. Let's see. Now I expect a 13-15 pip bearish candle. Yeah, let it dump. I think this is a fake out zone. Can you see gold? We can see. Brother, greeting from Wadia. Many for watching you from here. Appreciate it. So gold. Yeah, no bottom wick on this gold candle. Actually, no, nipple wick here. Little nipple. Little nipple. Would have liked to see something a little bit more decent here in terms of a wick. Would give you more confidence on gold here. But yeah, as long as you can hold the top of the range here, so maybe this wick, maybe it will reflip now, come back inside of the range, make a deeper wick, and then I think at least it can tap 2029 here. And then once we get above 2029, you can start looking for higher targets. Why is it a fake out zone? Why do I say it's a fake out? Because this is where bearish bias. Today we have 4-hour candles closing bearish and we have daily candle closing bearish. So with the bearish bias, downside can make sense here, right? Took it, no bottom wick. All right, good luck, man. Good luck, good luck. Probably has to make a bottom wick first. So yeah, I might have to hold that bottom wick. Yeah, there's your bottom wick. You always want to wait for that bottom wick, man. Especially on a pair like gold. It's 50-50 with that. It could just push up, could get lucky, but if you wait for this first, then you don't have to worry about that happening. You know? But if it reflips now and re-breaks its own high, it should be good. Looks like it tapped target already, so less probabilities. Yeah, it has tapped a minor target here, this 1 hour here. Can you repeat what if no wicks on the previous candle? Let's say entry was breaking candle high. Well, yeah, then the candle would be closing no top wick, so you need to do that during a volume time. So just enter like a pip above, but I would not be entering no top wick, no bottom wick candles in a non-volume time or like something risky. Yeah, because no top wick candles, if you go back test them, like if you're looking for buys and you enter on a no top wick candle, it's 50-50 in my back testing. But it doesn't happen. I can't even remember the last time we had that on GJ. Do you take buys on GJ? Yeah, we took it at this wick here. As soon as it wicked into this zone, took a buy and then ran about a 3 pip stop loss towards the upside here. Why not show MetaTrader to see your buy and sell? Because I'm not in a buy, I'm not in a sell. Alright? So there's nothing to show. Hi, in my backtesting, I can't explain how much more profitable I have been not entering trades that have already tapped target. I simply wait for the next zone. One of the biggest thing I've learned from you, almost everything else. No, I appreciate it. It's huge, right? Because that zone is your target. And once we're tapped into it, it's hard, right? It becomes like that 50-50. So if you just remove that, yeah, sometimes you are sitting, waiting patiently, but it gives you a lot more confirmation when we have a clean zone to trade in and target hasn't been tapped, so that's for sure. This gold trade didn't tap target, minor target, not main target. You just tapped into this 1 hour zone right here, that's about it. This one here. So if you were looking at this being a clean zone here, that's your target, right? But no higher time frame target's been tapped, like 4 hour. We closed above the 4 hour. Just need to break the high. But in terms of 1 hour, just that. But you know, that's what's the point of price rejecting? You've already seen the reaction from it. So if price wants to hold support, it will hold support. All right. It's looking fine though. Can you check Gbpjpy? We did have a look at Gbpjpy. We were saying there might be counter trend today based on how the 1 hour closed. 1 hour did end up closing strong bullish here. Currently making a... Actually, no, it didn't. The next 1 hour, it ended up closing bearish here. The 15 close. That's interesting. Yeah, this was your early option breaking the high here to get to here and see what happens. Kind of like what's trying to play out on gold. Same thing. Wait for structure and look to continue. Your targets are somewhere up here. This might just bounce. That's what it's trying to do. But if this creates resistance, can continue down. See, guys in the group, this setup 4 is very, very enticing here. The only thing that is a major problem with this setup 4 is you're selling back into 4 hour support. So you probably want to be below it. But below it, we have around 8 pips to this support here. It's a little bit tough. So we have to understand what higher time frame is doing, right? Setup fall from the bottom of the range to the top, yeah, but today's bearish bias, so it doesn't count. This is where GJ sometimes can be nasty. We'll take out the bottom here, come back up, take out the top, then it will get sticky inside of here just to then, you know, mess everyone up and then later on complete the easy move. But no one enters the easy move because they've been messed up trying to trade inside of the range. So common to see GJ do this. Does this a lot of the time. And this is how it can eat you up. Will this be a possible setup 2 to fill the range? I just explained why that would be dangerous. You're selling right into 4 hour support here. Then if you sell, you're selling right into 1 hour support here. It's tough. I mean, it could be an option, but it's more of a riskier option. 5 minute is even holding a bullish structure at the moment, so you'd want to see that change as well to be ripping it this early. But it would kind of be like, if it doesn't get going, just immediately close it. Like you'd expect it to make a top wick, flip, get going, and then you can manage it like that. Morning, Harry. Will you be streaming to London Open? Have I missed the move? Yeah, I will stream it to London Open. What's going on with chat today? Very useless questions. People are just shouting at me pairs in capital letters. People are telling me to check these pairs. People are telling me to do stuff. People are asking me if they took a trade, if I took a trade. Useless. Put some value in there. Stop asking me. No, today's bad. Like, there's literally no value. There's no questions I can read that are going to be of any value. People are just asking me in capital letters, have you taken a trade? Have you done this? I'm trying to read chat to see any value. There's no value. Sitting back, just watching and learning, yeah, that's fine. But I'm just telling for the people in chat. I just want to, I just want people, you come in a live stream, take advantage of that, right? Take advantage and ask some good questions. Why so offended, bro? Because I want you guys to learn, right? Take advantage. Should we buy or sell? Take a buy and a sell, whichever one goes into profit, close, and that was the trade I told you. Does the chicken or the egg comes first? Now, this question is going to be the chicken comes first, right? The reason why is the chicken would have had to evolve from something, would have had to evolve from an organism that doesn't necessarily. Actually, wait. If we look at it fully, everything has to come from an egg, right? Because that's how organisms grow, as they come from an egg. So if we look back at its origin, it would actually come from an egg, right? But it's not the same egg as a chicken egg. Finally some value? Yes, there we go. Finally some value. I tried entering on gold NZD with a bearish buy on the Wagyu beef formation with a Kobe steak medium rare breakout. Ended up losing 3 accounts. Any feedback? Maybe you should have asked for a medium, not medium rare. I think the little bit of redness made your account red. That's why I asked for my steak blue. You get that? It's like full rare blue. Anyone observe Pip Labs loading for a long time? Depends on your internet, so be sure you have a good internet. And are you requesting on PC or on a phone? But yeah, if people are finding it load for a long time, let us know, because we can fix that super quick. But remember, this is online. It's not something you download, so it's going to be based on your internet connection. Can you see a place I could cut the loss here? I think stops are in a safe place. Yeah, stops are in a safe place. Yeah, that bottom wick was the one, man, you know? Yeah, this is why I'm just being patient on gold here these days. Still watching it. I mean, if this comes no bottom wick and allows you to get super close to entry, you can use that as an exit candle. Right? You can use that as an exit candle. Like, you know, you could manage it, end up just taking 3 pip loss if you get up to here or back up to here. So it'd be a good opportunity as an exit candle. Thing is, I like the idea. Alright, then use that candle to close another half, because your idea is going against you. You have a candle closing back inside the range and the candle open, no bottom wick here. So you're likely going to hold more drawdown. So you can manage it, or you just leave it. You said you were half risk anyways. So you can just let it do its thing. My account is 850 according to risk management. What should my perfect lot size? You should not have an 850 account. You should not have an $850 account because you don't even know how to calculate your risk. You're going to lose all of that, man. Trust me. There's no perfect lot size. Lot size depends. What if you had a 100 pip stop loss? What if you had a 5 pip stop loss? They're drastically two different lot sizes. Right? They're drastically two different lot sizes. So please go and study how to calculate lot size. It mind boggles me that people are willing to put $850 with a broker and not know how to calculate risk. Like, come on guys, step up. This is basic stuff. Please study that before even thinking about putting money. Right? Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money. If you want to spend money in this game, spend it on somewhat of good education would be a lot better. You don't even have to spend $800 on education. Don't pay for some course or some bullshit like that from some guru. Go pay for someone's time to help you. I deposited 500, I'm up 60%. Yeah, by luck. If you can't calculate risk, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, it's by luck. Like, if you don't know how to calculate your lot size, how do you think you're going to make money long term? Like, I'm being honest with you. And I'm doing this to help you. I'm not doing this to be annoying. It's facts. Again, guys, I still want to see this 4-hour high broken. We're still respecting the 4-hour high. Remember, right? Imagine this was an active trade. You would be expecting price to respect the high before continuing down. So I need to see this high being broken before considering anything to do with buys. We're bearish bias today. We are bearish bias. We need to keep that in mind, that with bearish bias, we need to be following what bias says. That is my rules, right? So the only time that I can change my bias is if we're breaking second structure or there's more structure to be broken. Then I can look for a counter trend trade, which is always riskier than a with trend trade, but that's the only time I can look for that. Give me a sec, I'll go to toilet, come back. So we're looking for it to break and close above the 1 hour. Well, no, we needed to break this 4-hour high, right? Obviously, closing above this 1 hour resistance will also be a good idea, right? This will help as well. So I think, yeah, that would help the trade here. But we want to see this high broken first. Before considering about any type of buys here, this high has to be broken. How much do we have to this next resistance? 3 pips. It's not, this looks juicy, but this is 3 pips, guys. Like, it's not a big range here. It's not a big range. So you're safer waiting 3 pips till we get back above here. Back above here, at least we have 8, 9 pips. Yeah, 9 pips. And then you can get continuation with more confirmation. So we want to see this pop up, basically break this high, maybe reject here first, then continue above. I'm myself wondering what your current P&L is. I'm not wondering about anything else based on what I've heard and seen from you. Current this month, I'm up around 1.6k. No, a little bit less, 1.4 with commission and all that. I'm a terrible trader, yet I want to grow not only through influence, but through guidance. Yes, you will grow through experience, guidance, and, you know, learning from others. Make sure to surround yourself in an environment that supports that. Right? And don't be throwing money at the market until you have the skill. I keep saying that because it's true. What's your advice to overtrading? You have two options here. Option number one is you learn to become disciplined, which is easier said to be done. But keep yourself to rules of 2 trades a day. After taking 2 trades a day, call it a day. Right? Don't take more. If you're not disciplined enough to be able to do that because you have some addiction that you have to just keep going, another idea would be to have a separate PC with MetaTrader on it and lock that away in a safe, right? If this is how bad it has to get, lock that away in a safe so that you simply can't access MetaTrader. You have to go open the safe, and while you're doing that action of opening the safe, if you're opening the safe just to take a trade, probably the trade is already gone, or right, you have or while you're doing that action, you will realize that, hey, I'm being stupid here. And if you don't have self-control and you go open a safe just to get your MetaTrader, you have an addiction, right? And this is probably not healthy for you. Right? You can even have a separate phone where you do that, but it shouldn't need to get that far. But if you can't just control that, like even if you're going into a safe to get your laptop with the MetaTrader on it, then you have an addiction and you need to not trade because you're not ready for it. Go learn some other disciplinary tasks and come back to trading. Alright, the idea of target being tapped is less profitable. Is that something you observed learning and worked out? Like I said, such a game changer for me? Yes, it's something I observed because whenever I investigated my losses, I found that most of my losses are coming from 4-hour resistance and support, daily resistance, daily support. So I noticed that, hey, that's actually target. So if yesterday I was looking for price to go up to that target and it went up to that target during New York session, but I'm at London and then it's tapped target and I'm still looking for bias because bias is bullish, that doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because we've already tapped target and it's making my trading inconsistent. Now we've broken 4-hour highs. I wonder if price will just rip from here. Super tempting to go already, but this is only break of first structure. Especially with this active setup 3 here. That's only 3 pips though. You'd have to be a super aggressive break even here. Yeah, I guess waiting for the original plan back above 573 is going to be safer here. This 1-hour close as well will be super interesting to see if we close back above this 1-hour resistance or below. We can get a lot of information from that. This is 4 pips here, nothing crazy. No way I'm taking a trade earlier than the 4-hour high here on full bearish bias. If this was bullish bias, how easy would this be, guys, huh? Breaking this high. If this was bullish bias today, this is peanuts, man. Easy trade. But even if you went now, it'd be break even. We would tap this resistance here. So I wonder if I would have been tapped break even or not. This might tap me if I was in. Because let's say this was a full bullish bias, you would go break even at the resistance, right? Technical break even. No reason to be trying to be smart here. Do you mew? What is this mew thing, man? I don't even know what that is. I've heard that. Do you recommend me joining a military training to be disciplined in trading? No way, man. No way. Don't need that. Don't need that. Guys, it's very easy to be disciplined. Just force yourself. You guys are too weak. Men these days, they're just too weak. I don't understand why people can't be disciplined. It's a very easy task. But you overcomplicate it. You overcomplicate it because you have an ego. You have an ego that you can't do it. And you go reach out for help thinking there's some magic cure to solve your discipline. So just grow up. Grow up and face it. Fucking hell, Antoine, what's this? What is this shirt you're wearing today? This is not mewing. I was in the military 2 years in Korea, let me tell you, I still suck at trading. Yeah, discipline is earned. That is mewing? Thought that's Gbpjpy. Bro, to get $1,000 a month, you could make $1,000 a month with any capital, depends on how much you risk. But probably, if we're being realistic, let's say you make 10%, probably a 10K account, right? Or if you risk 2%, a 5K account with 2% risk to make 10%. So I'd probably say you could do that with a 5K account. 5K account risking 2-3%, pretty achievable. Look at this, guys, rejecting this resistance here, right? So even if we were bullish buys today and I took buys here because we were bullish, I would have been stopped up break even here. So this is showing me that there's not much bullish pressure here. So this 1 hour close here will be very important for me. If this next 15-minute candle can close bearish back below here, I feel like that will be like almost a setup 5 here. Breaking this lower, then I feel like we could reflip the 4 hour and this resistance won't be a problem because we have structure. So there is a few plans formulating here. Again, buys I think will be better above 573 here. Wonder if we respect 500 here, also important. Yeah, we are. Is it London session? In 15 minutes we will have London open, but this is London session. How much percentage do you risk? Up to 3%, 3.5%. But realistically, I like to stay between the, 2%. 2% is a nice percentage. Just have to get, your account will swing the higher percent you go, right? You have to be super accurate. Someone like me who focuses on quality, not quantity of trades, it's okay. But if you're someone who's taking 3-4 trades a day, one day, if you're risking 3%, can put you down 10%, which is a lot. It's a lot to be down in a day. What's going on with this headphones? Can you explain structure 1 and second structure? Just means 2 structures, right? So if we're taking counter trend, fake outs normally happen at the first structure here. This is where fake outs happen also. Big Harry, I can't remember if you remember me, but I was in streams at 7k subs. Got back into it all. Oh, amazing. I don't think I was streaming at 7k subs. I think I was streaming at 15k subs is when I started streaming. But I appreciate you. OG, man. OG. Welcome back. How many trades do you do per day if the market's not best but decent? 1 trade a day is my goal, man. That's all I look for. Just 1 trade a day. Get on with my day. That's the whole point of being a trader. The last thing I want to do is stare at this chart all day. I can't think of something. It's just not what I want to be doing. The whole point we start trading is to come, do a job, and get on with our day. The ability to make good return on investment of time here, right? But we could also lose. That's the caveat. That's why it's not an easy skill, is that there's a probability of losing as well. Otherwise, it'd be super easy. Why can you say IC Market is on Tradingview? Yeah, then they probably got the license, right? Certainly is. I have a 1k account and I'm making 10 to 50 pounds a day, but I keep tight stop loss. Yeah, that's good, man. That's good return for that size account. Over time, man, that will end up adding up. You'd be surprised. What would you say is an environment where not only myself can grow yet, just like you do, but teach others to become profitable and proficient? I would say if you're looking for a free option, will be the streams. But if you want to take things more seriously, then obviously being in an environment like my group is always going to be good for you, right? Because you're going to be surrounded by people who have the same goal as you. You're going to get access to a lot more resources. You're going to get access to all of my exclusive content here, which it hopefully would load, but you get access to all of my content here, which is a lot of stuff. So yeah, is there any free content to learn setup 4 and 5? No, many of you have not mastered setup 1, 2 and 3. You're not going to master setup 4 and 5. So that's why I only teach setup 4 and 5. Not that I want to hide information from you. It's because I want to make sure people don't use it wrong and then they start typing on the internet. Because I have to be careful what I put on online. Because if someone says, oh, I use Harry's setup 4, it all fails. It all fails because they're not using setup 1, 2 and 3. Setup 4 and 5 are all made on setup 1, 2 and 3. Setup 4 and 5 are easier than setup 2. Yes, they are. But people can't understand them. And I don't think you can learn a setup just by watching one video. You have to apply and then ask. Is Gbpjpy on a normal basis? First few months of the year, we can have choppy days, some good days. It's just how you run it, you know. Every month has its challenges. We have to just take it, you know, by ear. A lot of people say December is choppy. December was very straightforward on GJ. You know, so... Where do I find pips on the chart? You use the measuring tool. It's a common question I get this actually. It's quite a simple thing. This tells you pips here, this number. Back into the range, that's setup 4 or 5. It would be both, setup 4 plus a 5 because we have the structure. So it would be both. But we would want to break this low down here, I think. Because that's our last rejection low. That's also our 5-minute structure, right? So we would want to be below that. That could be an option here. especially if we can close back below this resistance here. 1 hour would be doing what? That would also have a 1 hour rejection. Yeah, we would want to close below this 1 hour resistance here, which should be where that low is, right? Look, yeah. This is set up for forming. He just asked the question above. Did you hear the answer, Tony? Have to be listening up, man. No, this is 4 plus 5 as well, right? Trade from the top of the range to the bottom clean. Yeah, it could be an option here, but I rather wait for the closure. But yes, Tony, it is. I rather wait for the closure here just in case this wants to reject like this did last minute. You can see we just rejected off the 1 hour support here. So as long as we respect this 1 hour support, I think this, is still in a tricky spot. But if we start to break it, then yeah, it can make sense. So we have about 7 minutes for this candle to close, and we'll see how this candle closes. Got stopped. Yeah, gold inconsistencies in London. That's why I don't touch it. And I think you would not been in that entry position if you had that bottom wick, right? That would have given you the confirmation, because what ended up happening is it made the bottom wick, and then that top wick just ended up being liquidity. So try not jump the gun, wait for that. And if it never happened, then you just avoid that setup, even if it ended up playing out. Where would you put SL? Well, depends where it closes, but above 500 probably. What requires me to be a part of your group? Sorry, I missed that question. It's just a monthly subscription, man. Does being a member of your group require having high capital, expenses, or winnings? No, nothing, man. It requires nothing. It requires nothing. It just requires you to pay for my time. You can see all the information here, the cost, what's included. You can watch the video. We do have 4 spots open. And then once that closes, there'll be a wait list, but you'll be able to join from the wait list anyways. Can you call this on the left a small LTA? Yeah, this would be considered an LTA. Only thing I don't like is we're inside of the range. Always my inconsistency in trading comes inside of these ranges. I always have inconsistency in my trading. But with London Open volume here, it could be an option here. I probably won't go full risk on this if I take it anyways, because I'm not trusting price inside the range, but I do think it could be an option. How much needed to join your group? It's $1.8 per day, so $55 a month. Super affordable for what you get. I think it's the most value pack for the price that there is out there. Pretty sure about that. Now, if this 1 hour candle closes above this resistance here, that's a different story, because now we're closing above the resistance. Right? So probabilities are not with us for looking for sells, because the 1 hour is contradicting us. And this is London Open. So we want to see it close below for that to make sense. See, it respected that 5-minute support here. We're just ranging. We need one more 30-minute close? No, we just need the 15 to close below the 1-hour support. Because 30 will close, right? But obviously, if 30 closing bullish here is not going to be a trade. We can't take a sell if 30 minutes closing doji bullish, 15 minutes showing rejection makes no sense. We would have needed this candle to close below. This is also why we wait for closures, right? Because if you guys just took a sell, break of low, FOMO, right? Then that's it. Can we take a long position instead? You're welcome to do whatever you want to do. Right? But your long position will depend on how these candles close here. I think it could make sense here. 1 hour wick fill. But I want to be something above 500 here, personally, for me. Because we are still bearish bias, guys. You can't disregard that. That has a very high win rate. That's right. Bias is right 90% of the time. So me going against bias without confirmation, I'm asking for a slap at some point. Took similar in January in terms of no bottom wick or the setup. Setup was fine. Bottom wick was the only issue. This is a nice looking candle though, the way it's rejecting the lows. Five minutes still in the range though. Yeah, we probably need something leaving at least above here to fill this wick and continue. Or at least back above here. As much as this is tempting you, yeah, setup's perfect, man. I wouldn't worry anything about the setup. As much as this is tempting you, remember bias. Should have gone long a long time ago. Yeah, if you did that, congrats, man. That follows your plan and I respect that. But according to my plan, today had a bearish bias and I was not looking too long down here. Because that's not part of my plan on bearish bias. This could have made a top wick, rejected, and we have easy sells. Alright, London open here. Already filling up the wick. Not really much of a bottom wick, but we do have a bottom wick. So we'll see if it can get above this 500 here. Or if it's just gonna... Yeah, it's trying right now. Once it breaks this high, I think it will have a little pop. A little pop probably to fill up this wick here. But you don't know because it might also reject. But just based on volume here, it could do it. I still do think above 573 is going to be the clearer option here. These candles now, from my backtesting and from my experience, whenever we have a candle closing doji like this, the next candle entices you into buys. It reaches somewhere close to here, maybe even breaks the wick, but still ends up closing bearish. Not bearish, but still rejecting. I have seen that happen a lot. Some people enjoy slaps. Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea to get used to slaps. What are the best pairs to trade who have good volume? GJ has good volume. Gold. Every pair has volume at some point during the day, you know? Every pair has volume. Just choose something that you want to trade during the time you want to trade. And something you understand fundamentally always helps. And something you understand technically. I mean, I've been watching GJ for so long. I know its little tricks and stuff like that. So that really can help my trading. Yeah, I still feel like we have to clear back above this zone for buys to make sense here for me. Look, we're tapping this previous 1 hour support. This is where we're getting current rejection here. Look. P1S. Because we never closed above that. 5 minutes trying at the moment to close above that. I mean, a risky buy here would go break of this high here. Where would we put stop though? You'd have to run the 5 minute stop. Ugh. It's tough. It's tough with bearish buys here. See what it does at this resistance here. If we can get above that resistance, I think it should be good. It's a 4 hour too? Yeah, it is. Kind of needed to chill right here, right? For us to be able to get a close. Ugh. Not looking likely unless we got this candle just to chill here. And next one creates a thunderstorm. lot of volume in here. You can see it pumping, pumping, pumping. This is a lot of volume. Straight 1 minute candles all the way from down here. Look at this. This thing is gonna... Yeah, I've seen this happen before. This thing could just go without us, but I'm not having FOMO into this move because it doesn't follow my plan. 5 minute ended up closing below. I'm not really interested in a 5 minute setup. We have a bearish bias today. I think a lot of people are forgetting our bearish bias here. That has kept me safe 90% of the time. 90% of the time that keeps me safe. So why would I disrespect that today? Just because I think it can do that? Because long term, I'll lose money, right? On something that doesn't work out most of the time. Yeah, great volume in here. It's good to see. It's good to see. 1 hour has room. 1 hour has room to fly here. Just need to find a way in here. Thunderstorm, something like that will give us a way to get in. So Thunder stop loss 5 minute? No, because we have no 5 minute structure. There's no 5 minute structure. Your 5 minute structure is all the way down here. So your trade is wrong only when it breaks down here 22 pips. That's where your trade is wrong. It can respect this, right? Remember that webinar we had about liquidity? It could respect this and still do this later. But you would be stopped out because you FOMOing into a move. So if we get a thunderstorm here, that would create some sort of structure. But still, that is only minor structure. That would allow you maybe to run stops back inside the range because we have structure outside of the range. But right now, there's simply nothing. So that's why minimum we need at least a thunder. Overall thunder setups? No, always 15 minute candle, man. Stop, because thunder is based on 15. Confirmation is 15, entry is the 5. That's the only difference. Does daily bias change within the day? Yes, it does. If this 4 hour candle closes bullish, New York is going to be very simple here, very straightforward. If this candle closes like this, down here somewhere, that's a very straightforward New York session. You have a lot of room to upside. I'll be looking for buys in New York session. Back up to maybe 187. Watching 186, 906 first. I feel like watching a football game. Harry's commenting on it. So even if I entered at the break of these highs here, would have been at break even again. 7 pips. Yeah. So no matter where you're entering today, it's not being very forgiving. Because these are all aggressive entries. There's no entries that you can trust. You have to be aggressive if you're taking these entries, right? Because you're entering impulsively, breaking of highs at resistance. It's never, you know, when, so if you're entering at resistance and there's no candle that has confirmed you closing above resistance, then you have to be aggressive. Otherwise, now this thing could just put you in drawdown for no reason. So you'd have to be aggressive with break evens when you're taking aggressive entries. It's 50-50. Yeah, I think maybe 60-40, just because you have volume on your side with London Open. I heard you talking about doji. Where was it? It was the 30-minute slightly doji. I would consider that. I guess volume has just pushed through it anyways. But we're rejecting now, so it still could be right. I told you it breaks the high. It hasn't broke the high by much. It looks like a big move, but this is 6 pips, you know? Just about enough to get you to break even. We're creating structure now, which is good. This is healthy. We want to see structure created. This 15-minute close here in 2 minutes is going to give us a lot of information, whether it closes above or below support. I wonder with this volume if it would be enough to see a wick fill here. Yeah, we'll see how this 15 closes here. Next one opens and gives a deep bottom wick. If it closes above, potential wick fill could be an option here to use volume to our advantage here. Has to close above this resistance here. This is our most recent resistance. Close above a breakout level? Yeah, especially if breaking high. Alright, see if we get a bottom wick here. How's 5-minute closed? Like to see a deeper bottom wick. If not, I'd rather go above this high. So to take this on a wick fill, I'd rather see a deeper bottom wick, somewhere down to here, or probably want to take it at a break of high. We're tapping 30-minute resistance. Which one? We're close to it. We didn't tap it just yet. Do you consider that a res? Yeah, a minor one. Stop loss? Yeah, probably you just keep it below 500 here. Don't expect it to come back below 500. You consider taking it? Yeah, if we can get maybe a little bit deeper bottom wick. If it flips now, with this is enough of a bottom wick, but to have pure confirmation here, I would prefer to see it deeper. Somewhere down to here, then would be good. If not, then we can always wait for a 5-minute close. Or breaking this high here like a thunderstorm. Funny thing is, this guy uses 15 minutes and 4 hours a day, but as soon as the market does something else, he starts looking at 5 minutes suddenly. Actually, no, man. I've been very, very patient. And actually, yeah, I don't really need to answer that question. I think you haven't, you don't know the way I trade. There's no point of replying to that. I think I'm the most person who waits for closure here. This guy's a joke. If I'm a joke, then don't listen to me, man. You do what you want to do. Obviously, you're better off. Why stop loss below the 15? Yeah, you could put it there. It makes sense. Your target's not that big though, you know? No, he called me a waste of time. If he wants to be rude about it, I'm not gonna help him. I think I explain all the time. Like, he should ask, why are you looking at 5 minutes? I literally said I'm waiting for 15-minute close here. This 5-minute close here could be interesting. If we can close above this body here, it could be interesting. Or not. Interesting close. No top wick on IC. Yeah, it's just a 5-minute though. Nine pips for 3.2 pips. Ah. Wonder if this is gonna be worth it. We could take it breaking this high here, but we need to be quick at BE here. We need to be quick at BE breaking this high. Shit. I just missed it. I was adjusting my lot. See if it comes back. Comes back, might take it. Look on 1 hour what fake out this can be. 1 hour closed above, man. Damn. I was adjusting my lot. It pushed too fast. I was supposed to take that break of high. Maybe it comes back. Maybe I get a chance to re-enter. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. If this thing keeps pushing, then I kind of miss my entry right here. I wanted to enter break of high. I have a 30-minute resistance there. Yeah, just where we're tapping into right now. Which would kind of be that quick break even. So you would be mental break even at this point, right? When we break the highs here. You'd watching anything closing back in the 1 minute range, you would leave it. But this is the problem, it's pushing straight through here. Which is kind of what I expected it to happen. That's a shame, man. It's okay though. It's okay. It's also that 15-minute resistance. Yeah, chat, I kind of missed my entry here. I wanted to enter as we broke this high, and as I was going to adjust lot size, I kind of missed my entry for this to be kind of like mental break even point. This was wanted to be my entry. I missed it. Wasn't fast enough. This was exactly it. Was not fast enough here, guys. So that's my mistake. That's a user error right there. I literally went to adjust because this stops was pretty small here. And yeah, this would have been my trade right here. This is annoying, but congrats to those who took it. I know some, I can see in chat, some guys got it if they were fast enough, taking a break of this high. But yeah, it kind of just popped straight through here. Pop, when this candle opened, no bottom wick. And I didn't get my entry. And that sometimes happens here. But I would be break even when we reach this resistance here. Cheers, Harry. I got it. Well done for those guys who got it. But yeah, I could guide you to this trade. That's annoying, man. Yeah, you basically be break even right now. I won't be trying to hold this trade at this resistance here in terms of if it wants to reject. There's no point. Remember, you're buying highs. But yeah, sometimes you just can't be fast enough. Sometimes you can't be fast enough. And I'm not going to enter all the way up here and put myself in a crap position. In a bearish bias. Yeah, I think this was good. Break of second structure, then break of the high here. This was a easy entry. Just pushed too fast for me to get it right where I wanted it. I don't want to jump in at resistance because remember this entry is right close to resistance here. So we want to be accurate. If I'm entering 2-3 pips above here, it's a bit late. It's a bit late because I can't break even on this accurately. This is setup 3 on 5 minute. This is the setup 3 on 5 minute. Because you break the high. Setup 3 always breaking the highest high, remember? So this is the setup 3 on 5 minute. But yeah, watch your trade here, guys. If you're in here, I won't really allow this to come below entry like this. Like, see how it's bouncing off? If this rebroke its low, I probably wouldn't be allowing. Yes, you can hold it as long as it respects this structure here. It's annoying. As long as it respects this structure here, the trade still makes sense. As long as it respects here. So that could be a management point. But yeah, that's why I said rebreak its low. That's where I personally would have been out myself because I would have gone break even at resistance. So good. I would have been out BE. So it doesn't make me feel that bad. But in terms of probabilities of this trade, as long as it respects this box here, it should be fine. But depends on how aggressive you want to be with this. I would be aggressive since we're still bearish bias here. Man, if this fakes out, that'll make a lot of people upset. Got stopped up B was worth the shot though. Yeah, I think it's a safer thing here to be more aggressive on it. Do you mind explaining what point exactly you wanted to enter, trying to understand the last 5-minute decision? Yeah, so 15-minute close bearish, it's literally break of the 15-minute high. Don't even worry about the 5-minute. Just look at it on the 15. 15 closed above, wanting to break 15 minutes high. That's all it was, right? Because when you look at that 15 high on 5-minute, it's just that. So it's just the previous 15 high. Exactly the same rules we use. We were just looking at it on the 5 because the 5 created structure. Does that make sense, Nate? So we use 5-minute structure to enter the trade. We just checked it, yes, but the trade was based off 15. This zone was decisional for direction, so I'm okay. Yeah, it can be. We're still bearish bias, you know. Even though now it's more likely to go up, that was a major throw off today's session, right? Otherwise, we would have been in on this thunderstorm right here, actually. One of these things in here. It was a good scalp. I think it was worth the shot if you got it. Buy stop should have been put. No, because we wanted to just see how it was developing here. You could have had buy stops here, but I wanted to see how it was developing. Because if we were to close above here on the 5, then, you know, that would give me more confirmation. Like, you don't, it was so close to the 5-minute close. I didn't want it to break and then I get triggered with my buy stop to go and draw down when the next 5-minute opens. It was literally like 30 seconds before this 5-minute close. So imagine this 5-minute and the 30-second triggered your buy stop and then closed down. Like we've seen that happen before. Something like this. Imagine this happened last minute. Close up and then closes down last 30 seconds. So that's why I want to market execute. But as we were coming up to here, this opened pretty fast. And I was actually wanting to go grab the blue line here. But by the time I went to grab blue line, adjusting my own lot size, it pushed a bit past it. And I'm like, okay, that's my entry missed. That's my entry missed. Closing below 30.15, yeah, I think break even on this trade was a good idea if you got in. I would have been break even myself, so I'm not too pissed off with that, right? And I think it saves you from holding this drawdown now, which is full uncertainty, because now you're just hoping that we can get back above this 15-minute resistance. And hope is never a really good strategy, because we know we're not going to continue up until we get back above this resistance here. That's where the next options are. Yes, B, yeah, well managed. That's what I mean. Are you with Don? No, I'm not. Hoping it's not closing as strong, praying for it to go in your direction. Yes, that's different, right? Even if I took this on the wick fill, I would be out break even, right? Because wick fill, our stop loss here was 14 pips. If we took it on the wick fill, we only got 8 pips here, 8.8 pips here. With spread and everything, you know, a little bit less. And then this candle here would have just taken you out break even. So even if you went aggressive trying to fill the wick, you probably out break even because it closed below resistance, tap resistance. You're silly to want to hold that unless you hold full stop. I think that could make sense, but it's not really the style I like to trade. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wait for more price action to develop here. My plan is I think this will take maybe another 30 minutes before another setup comes. We do have news in an hour, so keep an eye on the news here. News might drastically change this. It might have a heavier impact than we expect. For me, buys is going to be above 664 here. So if we can close back above 664, I think that's going to be the next option for buys. So I want to see that first. Now, that's not even going to happen in the next 12 minutes anyways. So that has to be waited for. 5 minute is creating structure. So I think that will be your next option here. But we have to wait for that. So that is going to be your next option. So instead of sitting around here, I'm going to go and basically set alert. And then that will be where the next options are for this trade. So yeah, that's the plan, guys. Let's see if it ends up triggering. Remember, still bearish bias today until this 4-hour candle closes. But once we get this 4-hour candle closing like this gives us a good confirmation that bias has changed. So why it made it very tricky to look for buys from the bottom of the range here. Bias does keep you safe most of the time here. And yeah, look, this, even if you took the wick fill here, I think you would be out break even. So that being said, guys, take care. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, with that being said, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace. Take care all.